Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Civil life up in this piece, courtesy of my boy Jason. This be their goal. Get it? Goal. The nail. This is a. They don't put ABVs on their cans, but they do have story time that's like. Can you read that? I don't know. I'll be able to read it. Originally brewed in our friends at Amsterdam Tavern, Golden Ale is crafted to be the ideal soccer companion, with malt richness balanced by clean, sharp hop note, easy to drink with elan of a great striker. It is winter all season long. Butchered. But didn't open right. We'll give it a whirl. Fingerprints on this glass. Inside's clean. We're good. So I was sent 3 Silver Life beers from Jason. Thank you very much again, brother. He sent me off their Scotch and Wee Heavy, and then he sent off this sucker. This is the last one I'm going to be doing. I dig their can art. I will say that, beer-wise. It looks like a golden ale, just a bit darker than what you typically expect when you think about a golden ale from a brewery in the United States. Think American golden ale. This looks a bit more kind of like English style kind of golden ale. A bit of haze to it, rich kind of orange straw combination of color, and a very, very, very vibrant carbonation. Let's see if we can get nose. Yeah, there's not a huge aromatic on it. It's actually mostly yeast and malt driven, which is quite unique. Typically, when you're talking about golden ales, again, you're talking about almost like a sweetness, almost like a, I don't want to say butterscotch sweetness because then it's going to be like, well, there's off flavors. But it has this kind of sweetness that reminds me of butterscotch more often than not. This comes off a little bit more kind of like farmhousey to a certain extent in the way it kind of comes off. It has this soft little kind of, again, negative terms. I don't know why I'm using them. Chalky kind of like aromatic when it comes to the yeast in here. And a little bit of tannic tea-like kind of hoppiness, a little bit of malt sweetness done and done. I'm really curious to see where this one goes. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. I'm curious about the ABV on this, because that's where this really either wins or not necessarily loses. It's not a negative beer, but it's very much kind of like a drinking beer if a drinking beer was a golden ale as opposed to a lager or pilsner. Again, you have a drying kind of again, I want to keep leaning towards that kind of farmhouse style kind of yeastiness to it. It comes off a little bit more not peppery, not spicy, but there's something about the yeast that makes me think that. And on the malt side of things, there's a decent maltiness to it. It's definitely the star of the show, but nothing here jumps out at me. I'm like, oh, it's sweet, or it's doing this or doing that. It is the kind of beer where I'm like, I want this on nitro, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's the kind of beer I have and I'm fine with. But then if you tell me this is like 3.2%, then I'm like, I want all of it. But if you tell me it's like 5.5, I'm like, A little bit of bittering kind of catching up now. Definitely leans English, kind of makes sense with Silver Life. Being the kind of beers that they make. A little bit of oxidation on this, not a little, definite oxidation on this can. It's from November. It's not all that long ago. Let's see what we got here ABV wise. Oh, I assume these are guesses because you don't really get them from Civil Life. $9 a sixer, and 4.8%. Whoa, this beer looks nothing like the pictures that I'm seeing on Untapped. Not that I'm gonna sit here and talk about Untapped being the end all be all. I mean, there's some that look a little bit like this, but it definitely has a bit darker to it. So I assume there's a bit of oxidation on this one. That's why this one's kind of tempered a little bit and comes off a little bit muted, because I'm a big fan of what Civil Life does, and I like their kind of take on the traditional beers. This one just comes off a little bit more neutered than I typically get from them. But still not an overtly negative beer. I'm just missing a little bit of chutzpah to it to make it a bit more. Now you're talking about a gold now. I'm not expecting a ton, but there is that touch of oxidation that's tempering what I think could be something quite fun in here. Done and done. It's probably my least favorite Civil Life beer. I do think there's a little bit of fuckduggery going on in the beer to where it's not drinking like it's supposed to or what it originally was intended to drink like. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not an overtly negative beer. Just in the grand scheme of things, kind of just there, for the lack of a better term. So there you go. Now, Rushmore status, Golden Ales, no. Value availability, cheap. And brewery only, and leave you with if you like what we like this. If you like Golden Ales, and you don't mind a little oxidation. Civil Life, have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? What is your favorite beer from Civil Life? All that fun stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of a goal to nail right now. Hope to see you next time. Go Arsenal.